factuals.
Right. Actual factuals.
And I just say this on the radio.
Wow.
I mean, radio on the.
Oh, I can cut it out.
No, push play.
And then,
What will help him is the fact that you, and I think I did say it, acknowledge that he's trying. And what will hurt is to see him trying and he's doing better and you're acting like he's not. By constantly mistrusting, not trusting. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have your issues and you should be healed. Heal yourself. No, I'm not saying that. But if you see my brother trying, don't make him feel like, damn, you don't trust me, and I'm still doing all of this.
Like
it's been for right. It's like,
yeah, I did do that.
You know, that can hinder.
I ignored all his efforts.
Right.
I felt like at that time I deserved it because I got put to the back burner to these other two women.
Right.
So at that time I felt like
And I totally get it. And I totally get it.
Yeah.
But that can make a person say, man, F it then.
Yeah,
You know what? You're right. It really can. I'm like, well, hell, it ain't happening anyway.
Yeah.
Why am I acting good?
sure.
yeah.
So they have to play both of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he gonna start breaking down too when he get about 40.
man, what the hell? Mine is a workout injury. I might have messed up some of my kneecap or something. I had an x-ray. I'm waiting for my x-rays to come back. I messed myself
That
working
had
out.
big issues too. He's about 40.
And the problem is, I kept working out on it instead of immediately going to the doctor like a hard
He
head.
don't
Yeah.
listen.
But like, I'll be alright. Throw some dirt on it. Throw some dirt on it. It'll be alright.
Yeah.
And I might have made it worse. I
That's
really have.
mean to the T. They don't.
So I'm hoping
It's gonna be better. I don't have to worry
when these
about it.
x-rays come back, because if it's from what she said, they might have to stick a pin in my knee. And it'd have to
I
be
told her to
there.
get action from MRI.
First, I see I'll let the x-rays come back and let them tell me, okay, if there's nothing there, then we have to get an MRI. And I might have torn some ligaments, MCL, not the ACL, but I think the MCL. So, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, man. And then she tell me I'm breaking down, and I'm gonna tell them about all the aches and pains you get.
It don't look like it from the video when you was dancing with the kids.
It's
But I
only
probably
when I
ended-
wear heels, really. My knee. I don't know what that is. It's going on.
Go ahead, bring us in, baby.
Welcome back to the Couples Lounge. I have really been enjoying today's show because they are real and they are keeping it real, and I hope that the other couples out there are being blessed. I think we all can learn from each other. I don't care if we've been married a year, we've been married 14 years.
A smart person can.
Yeah.
A fool will ignore.
Right. Well, they don't
Good
have enough
advice.
experience with me, but you
Right.
can learn from
You're never too
anybody.
old or young to continue to learn.
Right. So
All right, can we talk about money?
let's talk about it. Almost took us out.
Right. Finance is the #1 cause for divorce. There's two things I want to hit you guys with. One, how did you decide to? First, I just asked this: how did you guys decide to handle your money? Do you have one bank account? Do you have 2, 3? All bills are paid with one person? How did you guys decide to take care of the finances in your house first?
Well, pretty much what I do, make the money, give it to her, let her do a little finance and everything like that, take care of all the bills,
Right.
make sure she has what she has, little personal items, things like that. And me, I like, okay, just make sure you just set a little money on the side for myself.
Right.
Whatever else y'all want, go ahead and get, just make sure at least $20.
Right.
And I'm good, you know.
Right,
Rest of it can go to y'all.
We have a joint account now. When we
Okay.
first got together, we had separate accounts. But even when we had separate accounts, it was always, okay, well, we're going to put it together and then pay all the bills and get the stuff the kids need. And then if it's anything left, then we'll
Give it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was the only thing that we actually had an in-depth conversation about.
Yeah,
Prior
we did.
to getting married was our finance. Well, not really. We just talked about how we would our accounts, because I came from a house where my parents had They had a bill account, and then they had their own separate account. So a total of 3 accounts. His parents had one account.
And pretty much my dad did exactly what you did. His mama basically cashed it. I don't even know my dad still have. I don't even think daddy have direct deposit. He made, but he at one point he did. He would get his check, sign it, and immediately give it to my mother. And get his check every week, sign it, give it to my mother. And when he needed some money, all right, babe, I need $40. I need $20.
Yeah.
She would just give it to him. But as he told me, he said they always had a strategic plan. Whatever bill, of course, take care of all the bills that had to be paid monthly. But any debt they have, furniture, car, or whatever, they had a plan to where, okay, this is what we're going to take care of first. We're going to make sure we get out this credit card. After we pay the credit card, we're going to make sure we take care of this right here. Then and then boom, it just worked for them. So seeing that, and people don't realize whatever you see at home for the most, either that's how you want to roll, or I got to get the hell away from that. That's something we're not doing, or this is exactly how I want it to be done.
And he didn't want to do it like my parents did, because he said that is division.
I thought it was.
He was like, that's division.
Because I saw
you need to have one
a
account.
household where it worked.
It didn't work for us though. We tried it,
At first, yeah, we did.
but somebody wasn't as punctual as telling people.
Yeah,
telling
and
me
it was
when
my
they use
fault.
the card.
It was my
So
fault.
our account is in the negative. We're paying $35 for hamburgers.
Baby, we
because
gotta
of the
say this
overdraft.
again, damn it! I read it in the book.
No, because you know when you don't have money in the account, we use your card to overdraft. things.
Right,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she
yeah.
basically took
Yeah.
care of the finances, and my young stupid self would just get spin and not say, okay, well, baby, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Do we have enough to do this?
Right.
I would just do it, and we might not have had enough. Next thing you know, and it was my fault, man. Damn.
So
We had to keep bringing it up.
from that, and then but our real financial issues came when he lost your teaching job, and
Yeah.
then
So this is the scenario I want to hit you guys with, and tell me how do you think
you would handle it.
Before I passed my teacher certification test and became a certified teacher, I lost my job because I couldn't pass the test. So I had to take a warehouse job. It's a whole bunch of little BS jobs that didn't pay nothing close to what I was making as a teacher. See what I'm talking about, people? Be quiet. So basically, I had to solely depend on her. Now, pretty much almost on for everything. Yeah, did I have something coming in? Yes, I wasn't, nothing coming, but it was basically nothing.
We was living on 2 incomes, but with only 1 income.
Pretty much.
2 income bills.
Right.
With only 1 income.
And through that period of time, it almost broke us into a million pieces. So if he lost his job today, how you say your name? Damaris. My brother lost his job today. Let's say for a 2-year span. You don't know it's going to be for 2 years, but say it's 2 years. He's out there trying. He's getting a little jobs here and there. That ain't paying nothing. It might put gas in his car to go to work, buy a little groceries. How do you think you can handle that situation? How would you? And here's why I say that. Because if a man is not holding that up, and he's trying. Now, I'm not talking about the brother that's sitting at home playing PlayStation, watching, and ain't even looking for a damn job. I'm not talking about that brother, but he's trying. But 2 years, you having to hold it down. Do you think you will have resentment, lose some respect, or somewhat be disrespectful in a way to him?
I don't think I would, because it was a point in time where when we first got together, he moved back in with me. He lost his job, and I was on work. But I didn't look at him differently because I knew he was trying. Whenever, it's been times where right now, it's specifically, I'm not working. And I think that's his preference for me to be at home with the kids.
But you're going to school?
Mm-hmm.
Did you
I'm
say
going to
that?
school.
Okay.
What you going to school for, real quick?
I'm going to TCC right now to become a paralegal, but my ultimate goal is to be a lawyer.
Oh, okay. You want to be a teacher? Okay. Okay. And I'm just funny that we're talking about this because last night I was with a frat brother of mine, and him and his wife went through similar situations. He wasn't working for a while, and he like, man, I ain't never forget him. He like, I never forget how my wife did that. And I'm like, wow. And we laughed and talked about it. He was like, you have no idea how that feels for a man to be in that situation. And this woman purposely kick him when he's down, purposely jab him when he's down. And to be in full disclosure, I was like, bro, I feel you. Like, y'all never forget anything. A man would never forget that. And truth be told, you look at her, you will look at her differently, and that's something you can't forget that, because when you're at your lowest, and it's any man, any woman, if you're at your lowest because you lost your job or your man cheated on you or whatever, and that person jabs at you or does something when you're down, you don't forget that.
Yeah. And he it was a big issue for him. I wasn't really too concerned with it because I knew eventually he would find something
Right.
to help me out. But it was an issue with him because he's like, I can't have my woman taking care of me, and you know, I need to take care of her and my kids. It was an issue for him more so than it was for me.
And it will be an issue for a man. And again, we're not talking
For a good man.
Yes, because we're not talking about the brother who wants his woman to work and he wants to chill and play PlayStation. I know brothers like
Now,
that.
if it was that, he would have to go. If he was sitting there,
Because I know cats like that. Who,
Nah, he would
like,
have
why
to
I
go.
gotta work? You making all the money? I'm like, wow, did he really say
My man
that?
raised no fool on that one.
Right.
Okay, but I would say to the frat brother or whoever, you know, is going to this, to say I'll never forget, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But to still have resentment towards his wife or towards her husband, if you have forgiven them, you gotta.
Okay, well, let me
you gotta.
specifically what he said. He said, I would never forget. He like, man, I'll never forget that. He didn't say I still have resentment. He just said that
He still look at her a certain way.
he'll never put his money with his wife. That he don't want a joint account anymore. He was like, man, I can't. He said, I don't want to depend on her and put my money like, because if it goes sour or something, I never want to be without or have access to my own money like that. That's word for word what he said.
Well, we can talk about that all day, so I'm gonna just let it ride. Did you say something? I thought I heard something in his.
Woman, you don't shut that. Woman, come on.
I got on earphones so I can hear what you said.
Get off me, woman. See what I'm talking about?
Okay, y'all. The Washingtons, do you think social media is bad for newly married couples or just bad in general for a marriage? Social media. So what advice would you have to those engaged couples out there that's thinking they both have social media, et cetera, et cetera?
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it?
Woo! Why? Break it down.
Because when we first got together, all I saw down his timeline was females.
Mm-hmm.
So it caused an issue for me as far
What
as trust.
you mean? Just friends or just posts on this page?
Friends and posts, and I didn't know these people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I'm like, maybe you upholding conversations you shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it put that in my head
Right.
when he was constantly on Facebook.
Right.
So I'm like, I say we really. We tried the whole joint Facebook thing page where we share the Facebook, it didn't work. So
Right.
I don't know what you think.
Pretty much for me, you gotta know your spouse.
True.
Because if you know they're the type of person that's really iffy about the social media, is like, I don't know how to put it in words, but you really gotta just know your spouse
No, I
in order
feel
to really do the whole social media. If you know they're the type of person that they don't really trust you too much already,
Right.
then you be like, okay, well, now that's not gonna work, because for one, you're gonna always do this and this and that. But like I said earlier, that I don't have a lock on my phone. She set my stuff up, so I mean,
Yeah, she should have complete
yeah,
trust
you
in
know,
that now.
complete trust in that now. So,
Well, your Facebook got it set up. So
well,
that was you.
the point is, hey, I know how you are. I
Right.
know how your attitude can get, and yeah, still back in your mind, you still got some trust issues.
Right.
And me, I'm like this. I don't mind proving you wrong. So, I've done it plenty of times before.
Do y'all have Facebook? Social
Yeah, I have
media?
a
We have
Facebook.
we have a Facebook, but we're not friends on Facebook, and that's a problem for me. So
Okay,
I said, let's get
why are
rid
y'all
of
not friends? I gotta ask.
Ask him that. That ain't me.
Okay, well,
That ain't my
Because he
decision.
know his wife.
Well, if that's the
She's
case,
going to be tripping if a female make a comment on your picture, and it may not be you look nice or just say anything.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an issue with her. Then,
Yeah.
basically. Okay.
Okay, so y'all choose. And see, we've had singles in here saying that social media destroys relationships and all this, and I don't agree with that.
Well, I said that because it leaves that openness for people to come in, like an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend, because we had that issue.
That's
It wasn't
true.
nothing like an inappropriate, like trying to get with you conversation.
Right.
He had a friendly conversation with an ex-girlfriend on Facebook on the private messages,
Okay.
and I found out about it.
Mhm.
So, and it made me feel like this is why you don't want me on your Facebook, or you don't want me to be able to see your Facebook, because we're not friends on Facebook. Is because it's private conversations. So I say let's get rid of it. Period.
Right.
All together, both of us. You delete mine, I delete yours, type thing.
And I feel her on that, but I don't. And here's.
And I can say we've been through this also because
Right.
when Facebook, I don't want to say when it first came out, but once it started going mainstream, he didn't want us to have a social media. He was like, "No, we're not." And I'm like,
I just
"Why
thought
not?"
too much temptation.
That was his thing. That's how he did.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't see a problem with it, so we started out with I was like, okay, I got to figure out a way to get Facebook. So I presented it to let's share a page. We tried the share a page thing. Share a page didn't work for us because our mouths are totally different.
What the hell? I mean, what you talking about?
And so we're sharing it, but this post got cursing in it, and I'm like, I don't want people to think I talk like that. They don't know which one of us is talking like that. I said, oh no, that's not gonna work. Well, I think we tried it for like a year, and he can get real inappropriate sometimes.
I don't do that anymore.
No, not anymore. No, not anymore. But at that time, so we had to go separate. But we have had issues where he's had inappropriate conversations on Facebook, and so I can understand how you can become insecure in it. But my thing is, if somebody's gonna cheat, that can happen in Walmart. You know, if they are the type that's cheaters, it doesn't matter. Once they're out of your presence, that's an opportunity.
The only negative thing I would say about Facebook
or social media.
Yes, even if you're completely doing nothing wrong. Somebody can randomly hit you and make a comment or say anything random, like, whoa, I haven't spoke to you in 4 years. Where the hell that come from?
So it gives you more exposure.
Right, I mean, a person can reach out, and that's for a man and woman. Women and men I think men are more capable, more willing to do it than a woman. A man has no shame. A man will inbox you in a heartbeat. Damn, damn, this and that. And it came out of nowhere. But if your spouse saw it, they would automatically assume, now y'all must have been talking. She ain't nobody gonna just the hell they will.
Insinuate.
Right.
Insinuate.
Because it happens just randomly.
But I think it's up to the spouse to correct that.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Once it happens once, it is up to you at that time to put them in check. Look, say I'm married. Don't inbox me no more. Whatever you need to say, just post it on my page and don't say nothing inappropriate. I had to set somebody straight once. Well, I always make a comment. Damn, you look good. Or damn, I see. Like, why the hell are you saying this on on a lot of pictures? But she's kind of cuckoo. Like, no, for real, she kind of is. And I didn't like it. I always felt it was disrespectful to her. So therefore, it pissed me off that she would always tell me or make comments how good I look on my pictures. Like, don't do that.
And I didn't have a problem with
But
it.
I did. I felt it was disrespectful to her. It's like, okay, you look nice, Tuck. Good picture. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. But the damn. Oh, man, you look good. What the hell?
And when she
You
did
going too
it,
far.
I just simply came behind her and was like, baby, you sure do look good.
And I did think that. And I think that.
I'm like, because that's just just giving you a compliment. If you was out somewhere and you was looking good, and
You could compliment in a respectful way,
Right.
and you could compliment in a way that's disrespectful to that person. If you just say, nice picture, Tuck, oh man, you look nice.
that's not how she felt.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing wrong with that. But saying, damn, boy, ooh, hold up.
And
I'm married.
You just come back and you sure are looking good, baby. Can't wait to see you when you get home.
And I got one thing, okay, jealousy and territorial.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the difference because
Okay.
this is something that's real deep for me.
Break it down then, brother.
Let me go ahead and preach.
I'm territorial. I will admit that.
First thing
Never
first,
mind.
like if we go anywhere, she would tell me, well, that woman was breaking her neck to look at you, or we go to Buffalo Wild Wings, she's saying the waitress was sitting up here flirting with, which I don't really know that she was.
Right.
Or
Y'all
we-
normally don't.
Or
See?
I'm walking or whatever, and she like, damn, that girl trying to break her neck looking at you. I'm like, okay, where, like,
She'll outgrow that.
you know, but at the same time, I feel like this is just me. If I'm married to you, now you in a position to where females are trying to get to your position, and you sitting up here worrying about whatever they talking about.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like if you so worried about them and try to be in competition with them, then that tells me that you know you ain't doing too much of your job correctly.
Or then that could be it. Or it's you got her feeling that way. What your past and your dirt from the past has her feeling that way.
Yeah. But
And I'm not saying it's either or. My opinion is what you've done has got her feeling that way. I was guilty. And I'm saying that, please trust and believe, my brother. I'm not downing you or trying to speak bad about you. I'm saying this as a man who's made the mistake you have. I've made that mistake. I've caused my woman to feel insecure and have these doubts and act or think that way because of what I've done.
But 9 times out of 10, we was not even together, but she was still feeling that way.
Which
So-
okay, go
So
ahead.
if you're not technically together and you still feel that way,
But if you're
so
still messing around, it's a problem.
Okay, that was just for the sake. Y'all might not have been together, but y'all was acting like y'all was together.
When we would be around
But
each
see,
other,
with
I
women
got-
in our mind, you're like, we ain't
Right,
together.
So I totally
Yeah.
feel
But if
you.
you touch me in a certain way,
Right,
you talk to me
right.
in a
You're
certain
making
way,
me feel, you're making her feel like this dude
Tell him.
he like
Tell
me.
him.
okay, so
Yeah.
she's sitting up here asking me, can I have a hug? You're not gonna give me a hug or nothing like that? So, okay, I
Towards
guess
the
so.
end of that,
So
yeah,
then
towards the
she
end,
started
I
to
noticed
feel, oh,
that
you smell
wasn't
good.
really into
Every
it.
time I came around and she wanted to hug, and then she would sit up here and sniff me.
I think as a woman, when y'all ain't with a woman, y'all ain't with a woman.
Right.
But in our mind, if we not really with a dude, but we still got a little bit of connection with him in our mind, he still is mine. So why you doing that? But in your mind, you're like, I'm not with you.
Exactly. But
I'm
But
not-
in my mind,
We
especially
are.
because when we broke up, quote unquote,
Right.
you didn't say, I don't want to be with you. You just stopped. You just cut that communication out.
Right.
So I was just like, I didn't get that closure until
Right.
right before his second child.
Okay, now I said that to my brother. Let me get to you.
Yeah.
Let me get to you, woman.
Preach, my brother.
You got to stop that. You have to stop that. No matter how long you be married, stay married, there are always going to be other women that find your husband attractive.
Yes.
There are going to always be other men who find you attractive. How do you handle it is the only difference. You see a woman checking your man out, shut up.
Switch.
Don't
Switch
say
order.
that. Don't. Yes. No. This is what you do. First of all, don't even say nothing to him because that woman, we might not even notice. Cause
They not.
My
They
wife,
don't
my
know.
wife has said something to me about a female was flirting with me. I was like, what the hell? I halfway got mad because I'm thinking she's lying,
Yeah.
but it was actually the truth. But this is what you do. This is how you fix that. If you see a woman doing that to your man, really checking him out, that's when you go hug him. Give him a kiss. Grab on his booty. Grab on his thing.
Nah.
Now, you know what I mean. I don't
like
literally
doing
grab.
that.
I don't
I'm
mean
glad you
like,
said
nah,
that,
but
so you really
that
already
pisses me off every time she do that. I don't mean that, but I mean grab this thing, kiss him. Oh, well, yeah. Nah, grab this thing, hug him, kiss him. Let that woman see. Yeah, I know he look good, but guess what? All this is mine.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say this right quick. It was a time that she had an ex that he was constantly, consecutively calling, day in, day out. Now, listen, now mind you, I wasn't even tripping about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say nothing to her. I was going, hey, babe, want to go out to eat?
This is when y'all was married or just dating?
Before we got married.
Okay.
You know, I'm like, okay, we going out to eat or whatever. He kept on calling. She was telling me he kept calling, texting, or whatever.
Right.
Okay, I like, well, just tell him that we're together and to stop it.
Right.
And I left it at that. I didn't really go overboard or even overreact.
Right.
Now, when it was her turn, as far as the other woman that I have a child with, you know, or any other woman, period.
Right.
She's off the chain.
Right.
You know, and I feel like that's a double standard.
It is.
Well, I think we have to remember she said she has trust issues.
No,
so
I totally understand.
That is the undersurface of all of this. So
how you deal with something, how she deal with something can be totally two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how you perceive something, how she perceives it, could be totally different as well.
Mm-hmm. And I would say that's something that I had to learn, because as a wife, I just felt like I think it's people in your mind. You think people are going to handle situations like you would handle situations,
right?
And it's learning your spouse to know, okay, as long as he handled it. Let me not worry about how it gets done. It doesn't have to necessarily take place like I think it should.
Right.
But if the goal is met, that's all that matters.
That's real.
That matters. Real. And I think you do, women, and we try to control so much of the situation. If you just do it like this, it'll work out.
How old are you? 24.
He's
And a lot of this is coming with age.
Yeah.
At 24, forgive me, y'all, you're pretty stupid. You're young and pretty stupid. I don't mean that. You're just naive. Babe, I was joking when I said stupid. Oh my God, the counseling, just naive. Because the way you think at 24 and the way I think at 39, totally different. If I thought the way I think now, as I did at 24, we will be divorced. Hands down, no question, we're divorced.
And it's all learning, and I think that's what somebody should have told me, is that you got to be willing to learn your spouse and really figure out them. Like I mentioned one time, this is just recently, even something simple as folding up clothes. I have a way that I folded up clothes, and when he folded up the clothes, I went and looked in the thing where the tabs was, and I'm like, well, did Kaya fold these clothes? And I was like, you know what?
You don't want to have to hear my mouth.
I'm like, it's done. As long as it's done, that's all that matters. And I think that's a part of growth and maturity.
Right.
But I would say in the situation you're saying where women, or you can tell women looking at him or peeping him or flirting with him, it's not him. So don't get mad at him and don't make that be y'all issue.
Right.
I don't get mad at him. I let him be aware, because I know he's not paying attention.
But why does he need to know?
Why does he need to know?
I gotta
because, like for instance, he mentioned when we was at Buffalo Wild Wings for his birthday.
Okay.
She was over the top flirting, touching him and stuff, and I was getting agitated. But he was, and so he asked me what was wrong with me. So I told him. I said she's clearly, and it was making me mad that he wasn't seeing it to stop it.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And that's when you address it.
Yeah. Don't put it on him.
Yeah, your resentment or whatever should not be like. We really don't.
Yeah, we had an argument, and he's like, I didn't even see it. What are you upset for? Why are you tripping?
Right. That's real.
How you didn't see this? It was clear as day.
Well, no, they don't.
Nah.
We be, because we women, so we know what she doing.
And
they
honestly,
argue.
when I see a guy flirting with my wife, I kind of
because he said it. He was flirting with you.
Right.
I was like,
and I smile. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, yeah, she's fine. It's mine. Or I really will come over and grab on the booty or kiss her and let him know, like, yeah, you know, it doesn't bother me one bit. I mean, not at all. Unless you're disrespectful.
Yeah, that's how.
And if you're going to be disrespectful, now you're really saying F me.
Yeah.
You're treating me like a punk. And now we got a problem.
Yeah.
We got a problem now. Don't be disrespectful. And it kills me too. I don't, she probably know, but I've never said nothing to her. I mean, we came into.
We found out a lot of first.
We came into church one day. And I don't even know his name. I tell you, I don't know his name. But the guy smiled at my wife and just smiled. Now, the average person, like, he just smiled. No, I know that smile because I've done that smile. You know how a person smile, hey, or they that smile, and he get and I've always wondered. Like, I've spoke to this brother before, like, hey,
look,
what's up, bro? What's up, bro? And he kind of would act kind of funny, but I'm like, man, what the hell is wrong with this dude? But I've never paid no attention to it. Mm-hmm. But that day when I saw him smile at my wife like that, I immediately knew, and I laughed. It was funny to me. I don't even speak to him now. Now I see your issue with me. Mm-hmm. You checking out my wife, and it was funny. It was funny.
So
that was an aha moment. Just
so I would say if you're peeping it and it's becoming disrespectful like her, I was just, you address it. Shoulda, don't touch on him no more. Cause for real, they don't see it. So don't bring, unless you just want him to acknowledge it. She peeping you, she keep touching you inappropriately. Make sure you handle that when she come back. If you don't feel like it might be a
and she could have been a friendly flirt to get a good tip.
That's what he said. But
that could easily wait for somebody to do that.
When she touched him, I was like, "Yo, you take it too far." It's his birthday, but you take your hands off.
Right.
That probably was, but yeah, you can address it. I would say just don't bring unnecessary issues, because y'all gonna have issues of y'all own you got to work out. But don't allow an outside situation that neither one of you all really have control over to become an issue for y'all.
I'm telling you, go kiss him and grab his thing in front. Make her see it. Make her see it. When she's looking, grab him and kiss it. And make him grab his hand and make him put his hand on your booty. Like, she gonna be like, helpful, you doing that because, and he's mine. I'm telling you, do it. It works. Okay, can we switch it up a little bit?
Yes. Come on.
First few years of marriage can have a lot of issues with their in-laws. Have you guys ever experienced any issues with your in-laws, and how did you address it?
And when in-laws interfere, like, who should be the person to address it? Even if y'all haven't had this issue, who do y'all think should address the in-laws? Is it my responsibility if it's my family to address them, or should he, if the issue is with him, then he addresses it? So y'all speak on it.
We did have issues with in-laws. My mother-in-law, his mother, actually lived with us for a point of time. So that was two alpha females that didn't do well.
Right.
But I would always tell him.
Okay.
Especially because it would get to a point where me and his mother was just not trying to hear what
each other
said. So I would always tell him, hey, Mama did this. Can you talk to her? Can she not understand where I'm coming from? And I'm pretty sure she did the same thing. Talk to your dog, you talk to your wife.
Right.
But yeah.
I love to see. In my opinion, you address it the right way. Instead of disrespecting his mother, bring it to him.
Yeah.
Because I don't care who you are. If I disrespect my mother-in-law or my father-in-law blatantly, that's going to bother my wife as well as it should.
They have a good relationship.
Because that, and if my wife blatantly disrespecting my mother, I will have an issue with it, But you bring it the way you done it. In my opinion, is the way it should be handled.
What you think, Josh?
Well, with me, when those two, I mean, like, the problems always started when I left. There was no problems when I was in the house.
Because they both knew. One of them, whoever the issue was, they knew, I can't do that in front of them.
Yeah, in front of me. So pretty much what I had to do, I mean, it sounded like a little childish thing. So what I had to make them do, you sit on this side of the couch, you sit way over there in the corner somewhere, and y'all go ahead and talk. one at a time. Nobody cutting nobody off, because if I see one of y'all cutting, I'm gonna do some cutting myself.
Right, right.
So they go ahead, do what they do, then they start cutting and cutting. Then I have to sit up, okay, y'all going too far.
Right.
Now, me, I've had a relationship with my mother, and she raised me. I'm the only person that was in the house. Only her and God was really that raised me. And whenever I've never really disrespected my mother, you know, but when she got to the point to where, okay, this is my wife, and the Bible says, you know, we got to tend to your wife, leads your family. I had to correct my mom, say, Mom, you doing this too much, you grabbing a cat by the tail, you doing too much, you saying too much. I understand you're a blunt type person, but she came from a different household.
Right.
Most likely sugarcoated her, and she would tell me, and tell my mom, I've been sugarcoated most of my life. So
Right.
I've been shielded.
So me, I'm a blunt person. I've been around blunt people all my life, so that's one thing I know how to do. So if I come off at you feel like I'm coming at you wrong, and I'm not. It's just I'm trying to be as kind as I know how to.
Right.
Right.
Between that two, you just gotta have a lot of patience between the two, because they're still getting used to each other.
Right.
They're not used to, and then at the same time do two different sides of the tracks.
Right.
So when you get the opposite does attract.
Right.
So when those two attract and they collide, you gotta get to know this person and use this person. But if you love each other enough, okay, let me put this in my little swag arsenal. Let me use this little suburb technique right here.
Right.
Let me take this from the hood. Let me use it in my technique. And we come in, you know, just like music, rap and rock, they combine to make one sound.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something like that.
Is it?
I think that's
is it better
awesome that
now?
you.
It's better now, mainly because his mother doesn't live with us anymore.
Yeah,
But
living with somebody.
The issue was because she's from the older generation. She
Way of
stayed at
doing
home
things.
with the kids, and
Right.
his father took care of them, and that was it. And she felt like I should have been just like running behind him every move. That's how I felt she wanted me to do, just
Right.
run behind him.
Right.
And I didn't feel like I should have to.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I like how you had them sit down, and because some men, I don't know if it's more of the mama boys, so to say, but some men don't do that and won't step in and put it on the mama and the wife to work. Well, y'all need to just work it out. So I think that was good for you to lead,
Right.
because I know as her leader, she's looking to you to save her, so to say, and then.
Because I think I'm safe to assume this. You don't want to disrespect his mother. That's his mother. So bringing it to you was a safe, respectful way to do it.
And you handled it, I feel,
I
very
do.
good
I
by
do
being
too.
there and allowing them to talk it out.
Right.
And you only intervening when need
Right.
be and helping them to see both sides. And-
Because when it comes down to it, and he nailed it, when it comes down to it, she comes before anybody.
right, that's all.
She comes before the kids.
The wife.
Yeah, she comes before the kids. She comes before your mother, your auntie, your uncle, mother, paw,
Mm-hmm.
big, big, whoever. She comes first. And the sad part about it, everybody don't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me that in 2016, some people don't realize the husband should come before you, before anybody, or the wife should come before it. Because some people will try to put their self, no, why you doing that? Because I know people who've had issues with their in-laws, and I'm just thankful we've never had any kind of issues like that in that manner. Anyway, we have one issue. You looking for?
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
Like, I remember one time her mother was kind of flirting with me.
It's like, oh, mama, I hope you listen.
Oh, she's like that.
She's
Mama,
gonna
if you
be
listen, you know I'm joking. Mama, I'm sorry. Mama, don't.
She gonna call him.
No, he did not.
I think our issue, well, for me, the issue was that even my parents, both sets of parents knew that, once we became husband and wife, that nobody came before that.
Right.
But it seemed like they was challenging it because, he's her baby,
Right.
and I'm the oldest, so it's just like
Right.
they weren't used to.
And you your mom and dad's only girl? Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you still like the baby.
Right. Oldest or not. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with them, with her parents, it's like, I would say they're really judgmental. Yeah, this something to keep going on.
Okay.
I've already confronted them about this already, so they
Okay.
already know.
Right.
As far as judgmental, like, if she does anything or make a certain decision or she does anything or says anything, 9 times out of 10, my name is gonna pop up, even though I don't have absolutely nothing to do with it or even know I have any knowledge.
You know where that comes
They
from?
assume that he influenced.
Yeah.
Right. And that could be the hurt.
Influenced a decision for
Yes.
you?
Okay. Or I was assuming that it could have been the hurt that you may have caused her. And what I was going to say, be careful what you tell your parents.
Yeah.
You will forgive this brother.
Yeah.
Well, mom and dad is still pissed off. Mom and dad still look at him a certain way because you didn't. And I'm not saying you did this, but in case
I did.
Yes,
I
you
did.
did
I
you
did.
said
I did.
too much.
You say she did.
Right, she just said too
It wasn't that I
much.
was trying to.
Right, and you're
defend him.
venting.
It was the fact that I was venting and I needed
Somebody to
heal
vent
that
to.
hurt that
Right,
I had.
right.
Yeah.
And that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I've done it and she's done it. There's certain stuff that I've dealt with on my own because I didn't want to tell my mom.
Yeah.
I didn't want my mom and dad to look at Candace a certain way, and hopefully she's done the same, and with her parents. Now
Yeah,
you
you
really
gotta
have to
be
be
real
careful. You do, because like I said, your
Live and
person
learn.
you forgive, but mom and dad still looking at him kind of crazy and looking at her kind of crazy.
And it would take you to kind of almost defend him, so to say, now, even with your parents when they coming at, well, no, it ain't like that. You're going to have to step in and be for him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to say, and it's not,
And I do. I just think everybody have their own opinions. Because I will correct them. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
it
yeah.
ain't even like that. But
yeah.
Right.
And it'll take
strong-minded people, they ain't going
Right.
to change their mind regardless.
And time will change it.
Right.
My father was telling me how my grandfather, God rest his soul, didn't like my father. And for good reasons.
Very good reasons.
He saw my dad with another chick. They wasn't married. I don't think they was married at the time. Matter of fact, I don't think they was. But my papa saw my dad with another woman. And so therefore my father-in-law, he didn't like my dad.
Yeah.
Didn't like him for good reasons. But
father-in-law.
over time, my dad, right?
Yeah.
And over time, he was the one son-in-law out of the 3 that he had that he loved and could depend on the most.
Yeah.
Before my grandfather passed, he knew my mother had a man, a damn good man, and loved him to death. But at that moment, for those times, didn't like him. But my father knew, okay, he didn't like me because of what I've done and it's hurt his daughter. So wasn't really tripping, didn't disrespectful. He just said, I'm gonna show him that your daughter married a good woman.
Yeah.
And that changed a good man. Lord, forgive me.
I got you, baby. I
Y'all
got you.
ready. And it changed him over time. So, and in my opinion, that's what's going to happen for you. What have to happen for you over time? Let her parents see. Damn it, she got a good one.
Yeah.
Y'all may feel this way now, but damn it, I'm not gonna kiss your butt to make you see it.
Yeah.
But over time, with the love I have for her and our babies, you're going to see it, and they would change. Because as a parent myself, I wouldn't. Lord, man, if a boy hurt, and we talked about this last night. Our daughters are gonna get hurt. We know it. And a part of you as a man understand and be like, damn, I did that too, baby. I understand.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like the brother. For one, I ain't gonna like you anyway because you're trying to tie on.
Yeah.
Just trying
He
to do my
got
daughter.
three.
I ain't gonna like it. But if I know she got a good one, I see it. As
Yeah.
a man,
Uh-huh.
you peep another man when he's a good dude and
Yeah.
the Negro ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the woman can peep that too. So time will
And
hit.
y'all just stay tight. Regardless
Right.
of.
Because if y'all tight and loving each other, they'll change. Because they see how much love that y'all have for each other. How could he not like it?
What I realize, you're going to have, people going to talk whether it's good, people going to talk whether it's bad. And that's about you and what you do, about your relationship, all they think. We wrote a book. We had people that I thought I was cool with. Oh, how they had a nerve to write a book. Why you hating like that? We done been through some things. We think we can talk about some things. So
and
y'all
then-
got to stay tight together.
And me and her never had this issue because my mother and father loved Candace. And anything is always my fault. My mama gonna take that. And that's coming from my parents. My parents is gonna ride with Candace. It's
You
just,
know, Mama just sent me a text saying that.
no, she did.
Yeah, she did. She said.
Wow.
Before his mother actually moved in, me and his mother was real.
Yeah,
Right.
she picked her over me.
That's my mama right now. Shut up, Ramon. Candace didn't do that. Okay, mama.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't
And
even
I
gonna
just
say
think
that.
when you live, when people, like you always hear the saying, two grown women can't live together.
Yeah,
And that's probably,
my mama house.
yeah, that's probably all it was, and y'all will be fine and be all right. So, one last question: expectations. This is something we didn't talk about going into our marriage. We just talked about it when we wrote the book, like last year. What our expectations was, because I don't think people really sit down and say, this is what I'm expecting from you
Right.
in a marriage, and then you find yourself in the marriage and you was expecting that, but they didn't do it. And I think was,
But hell, you didn't address it, ask them,
Right.
communicate it.
growing up, my dad, and we've said this on the show before, my dad is a
MacGyver.
fixer.
But y'all, they too young. They don't know what MacGyver is. It was a show. This man, MacGyver was a guy. If you gave him some toothpicks and a tape, he was gonna build a shopping center and Six Flags with it. I mean, he was that type of dude. He can get
My
out
daddy
there.
is a fixer.
I remember
Good
this.
Lord.
So
That's
my
okay.
expectations for him, without telling him, was that if something broke around the house, I'm expecting you to do it.
Right.
And when he
Yeah.
didn't, I would get frustrated. I would start thinking all about his manhood and why he ain't this and why he ain't that.
Yeah, I
And
remember
I'm
that.
reflecting
Yeah,
that's this on him, but
Right.
I never told him what I expected.
Right.
So going in, did you all talk about what your expectations were for each other, or you just assumed?
And we're gonna come back to you was looking at my man thinking about it. We'll come back to that later. Just note to self. Go ahead.
I don't think we really did,
Okay.
because we was living together before we got engaged.
Mhm.
Me personally, I thought it was just gonna be how we was before we got engaged.
Right.
So when we got married, I'm like, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be.
Somebody should have told me.
Yeah.
We should have brought the book up with that. They gotta say that.
What's going on? Like,
Right.
we need to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What about you, Josh?
Well, for me, pretty much is the independence. You know what I'm saying? Is and for me, a woman, she gotta have most like her independence. You know, and I can actually see it. We both have goals that we want to both reach, and I see that when she's focused on something and she really wants something, she goes after it. And on the other side, like as far as education, she has a hunger for education, and she goes after it. I ain't gotta tell her. I ain't gotta say it twice. I don't even gotta say it 3 times. Half the time, I don't even gotta think about even telling her. I just know she's gonna do it.
Right.
But anything else, I gotta say a whole bunch of stuff multiple times. To me, I'm a type of person, I don't like to repeat myself.
Okay.
So I'm like, how come you can't be so passionate about like you are with your school?
Right. About
with
other
this?
stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And the stuff I asked is very simple. It's not hard. And then when she finally find out when somebody else explained it to her, she like, oh, that's it. I'm like, okay.
But vice versa, they explain some stuff to you too that I'm saying, and you like,
Hey,
oh,
hey,
okay,
it's a
I
learning
understand.
process. It's a
And
learning
you come
process.
back, yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and that we same thing here. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Same thing here. You know, I can be saying something for years, and somebody else will say something. He be like, "Hey, what's the guy told me this?"
Exactly. And
I
that
be
goes
like-
both ways.
I be like,
Believe, trust and believe that
I
goes
told
both
you
ways.
to do
Oh
that
my
like
God.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
You just
I
been
really
doing
want to punch you in your stomach right now. Just real hard, just one time. Because it goes both ways. I don't understand how the hell she
But
goes
no,
through
that's
that.
not true.
Oh my God.
But the weird
Don't
thing
touch-
about
don't
that
touch me like
is when they do come with her, she gets kind of jealous, but because if they can get something out of me or explain something that she's been trying to, she kind of gets offensive. Like, why do you go to them? Why do you talk to them? This and that. Why come you don't come to me?
It's
Because
females.
we talked about this before we got here, and me, I feel like it's a lose-lose situation. Because when I talk to you about it, you don't understand it, and you still get mad, and we end up to your argument.
Right,
And when I don't tell you, it still ends up in the argument.
right.
And I'm like, I'm in a lose situation. So when I come to you, because I'm a blunt person, when I come to you and I tell you, you're going to get offensive, you're going to have an argument, whatever. If I don't, she's still going to get mad. And if I go to somebody else, she's still going to get mad. So my thing is this, like, I don't even know what to do or what to think. So,
You say it's still, is it family members? Is it?
no, it's
No,
friends and
it's-
family members.
Okay.
In the beginning, when we would have an issue, and I really wasn't trying to hear what he was saying. But now I'm to the point where I'm like, I asked him what's wrong. But
Okay.
he's reserved because of how I did treat him before.
Right,
And
right.
so he would go to female friends.
Right.
Our
That it
homies,
will-
yeah.
Friends, yeah. But the majority of them were females to get that female perspective. I understand that now.
Right, right.
But at that time, I'm like, you shouldn't be going to another female about an issue we're having. And
But
I
he
feel-
felt like he couldn't talk to you because you would explode.
Yeah.
But you get that now?
I get that now.
Okay.
Right.
But
And see,
mom-
I
But
didn't.
you still a work in process?
Yeah.
yeah, mama thing is I only got 2 major homegirls that I really talk to. One of them is really older than the other one. Misha, I've been on her since.
And how do you feel about that? His homegirl, the homegirl.
I know him now, but at the time we really didn't know each other.
But how do you feel about his relationship with him?
They don't really talk like that no more, but
So you cool? You cool with him talking?
But what get me is at first she was on and she was just going on and on and on, and now she's cool with him. Like buddy got the numbers, talk to him and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
Only person she ain't seen is Misha, but if Misha's agreeing with her, oh, she's cool. But if Misha's not agreeing with her, oh, nah, that's your friend. We don't need that.
Right.
Okay, you got to know the people. Now, like if he's saying sometimes she agree with you, sometimes she don't, you know that she's a unbiased
Right.
person. So you can trust her. Whereas if somebody's always agreeing with him, that's different. But
I
I
see.
think she's has a proven track record
Yeah.
if she will go back and forth. My thing is if you know the girls and you trust the girls, this is where I have come now. Is that it don't matter who it is, because it can even make you feel some type of way if it's a man. If I've been saying it and you ain't got it, but now somebody else can tell you, I'm at this point where I even in my